Hello, I'm Joe Sisson, the LGFS technical lead, and today in this video I'll be going through how to submit a claim for under LGFS on the Claim for Crown Court Defence application. But after logging into Claim for Crown Court Defence, or CCCD, the first thing to do is to select Start a Claim. So this can either be at the top banner where it says Start a Claim, or the green button generally in the middle of the screen. Next, you'll be presented with four options. So litigator final fee, litigator interim fee, litigator transfer fee, or litigator hardship fee. Depending what type of claim you would like to submit, will dictate which option you choose. For transfer claims, it's important that you select litigator transfer fee, because later in this process, the drop-downs will not have the transfer scenarios unless you have selected litigator transfer fee. The hardship fees can be claimed if the defendant is yet to be arraigned in the Crown Court and your firm is in genuine financial hardship. Other than that specific situation, hardship fees under LGFS have been replaced with the litigator interim fees. Next, choose the account number you wish to claim under. Your firm may have only one or may have more than one. Just a case of selecting the account number you wish to claim under for this case. You can also attach an internal reference number for your own records if you would like, but please note that our caseworker won't be able to identify this claim from that reference number. It is for your own internal records. Next, select the type of case that you wish to claim from the drop-down menu, such as guilty plea, crack trial, or trial. Could also be one of the fixed fee options, such as committal for sentence or appeal against conviction or sentence in the Crown Court. Next, select which court the case was heard under. This will be from a drop-down menu, and give us the case number or URN. If the case is on the common platform, please provide the URN, the unique reference number. If the case is not on the common platform, please provide the Crown Court case number, which will start with either a T, S, or an A. It's important to note that each court will use the same series of case numbers, so it's important to provide the correct combination of court and case number. Enter the main hearing date and the date the case concluded. Next, tell us if the case was transferred between courts. If yes, give us the court venue and the case number of the new court. Please note that the case number will be different from the original court. So again, it's important to give us the correct combination of case number and court. If the case is on the common platform, the URN will have stayed the same, so please provide the same URN. Next, enter the defendant's details, such as their first name, last name, and date of birth. Please also enter the MAT number and the date of the representation order. Please note that our system will use the MAT number to find and auto-populate the defendant's details into our internal systems. So it's important to give us the correct MAT number, even if a single digit is incorrect, may result in the wrong defendant's details being injected across. You can add additional defendants by selecting Add Another Defendant. So you can repeat this process for each defendant that you represented in a case, again entering their details and the MAC reference number for each. Next, select the offence category. So these will be the offences as they appear in the table of offences in the regulations. For each of these, once selected, it should auto-populate the appropriate offence class. If you're claiming for an offence that doesn't appear in the table of offences, then please select Miscellaneous Other. This will then allow you to select the appropriate offence class that you would like to claim, but please note that you will need to provide justification for why you feel that offence class is appropriate for us to take into consideration. The offence of armed robbery, you will need to also provide evidence that an offensive weapon was used during the alleged robbery. Typically, these are things such as the case summary or witness statements, perhaps the prosecution opening. Similarly, for fraud or theft offences, they can be claimed as either F, G, or K based on the value of the offence. Evidence of that value will need to be provided on your claim. On the next page, enter the first day of hearing. This will be the first hearing in the Crown Court. For if you are claiming a trial or retrial, enter the number of trial days claimed and enter the amount of PPE claimed. This will be inclusive of any electronic evidence claimed. Once all these fields have been entered, the fee will be calculated based on the information you have provided. Next, you can enter miscellaneous fees that you wish to claim, such as unused materials and special preparation. Please note that claims for special preparation must be accompanied by a completed LSP2 form and supporting documents like the work logs and anything else that the determining officer may need to assess special preparation. Unused material can be claimed on any claim with a representation order on or after the 17th of September 2020. This is split into two parts. The first 3 hours spent considering unused is payable as a fixed fee. Any time above the first 3 hours can be claimed by providing a completed LU1 form of the claim. For claims over 10 hours would also require evidence such as the work log and unused schedules and anything else the determining officer may need. Unused material fees can be claimed on any crack trial or trial case with a representation order on or after the 17th of September 2020. Unused material cannot be claimed on a guilty plea claim. Unused materials is split into two parts. The first 3 hours of time spent considering unused material is payable as a fixed fee. Any time above the first 3 hours can be claimed for by submitting a completed LU1 form attached to the claim. Claims over 10 hours, we would also require a work log. Next, you can enter any disbursements you would like to claim. Enter the type of disbursement from the drop-down menu, and then manually enter the amount claimed, including any VAT. Please note that all disbursements will need to be accompanied by an invoice and a prior authority if one has been applied for and granted. Otherwise, in the absence of prior authority, you will need to justify why it was necessary to incur the disbursement. You can add additional disbursements by selecting Add Another Disbursement. Again, enter the type of disbursement and manually enter the amounts claimed. This can be repeated as many times as needed. Next, enter travel expenses that you would like to claim. You can also add any justifications in the additional information section. Enter the type of expenses, such as car travel or train and public transport. To claim car travel, enter the travel reason, such as a court hearing or conference. To travel for a court hearing, enter the court destination, or for a conference at the prison, enter the prison destination. The distance will be auto-populated. This is calculated using Google Maps from your office address attached to your account to the Crown Court or prison. However, if you want to claim a different distance than that shown on Google Maps, you can alter the amount in the claim. But please note, you will need to justify any additional mileage claimed. Select whether you're claiming 25p per mile or 45p per mile. If you're claiming 45p per mile, you will need to justify the use of private transport to court rather than public transport. Enter the date of the expense. When claiming to other destinations, such as crime scenes, you will need to enter the postcode of the destination. Again, if claiming 45p, you will need to justify use of private transport. If claiming train or public transport fares or overnight expenses, you will need to enter the location as before, but enter the amounts claimed manually, including any VAT. Please note that for fares or parking expenses over £20, inclusive of VAT, tickets or receipts must be provided. Claims for hotel expenses must be accompanied by an invoice. Please remember that if a case requires travel of more than 1 hour each way, and the defendant is not local to your office, you will need to justify why instruction was accepted rather than referring the client to another local provider. On the next page, tell us if you will be sending in electronic evidence. If you are claiming electronic evidence, you will need to upload it to our secure file exchange and provide submissions as to its relevance. It must be assessed on the basis of its importance to the case against the defendant. You can upload any supporting documents for your claim, such as the indictment, evidence of PPE, any invoices, any receipts. If you're claiming electronic material, you would also need to provide schedules of the electronic material claimed, taxation notes explaining the relevance of the electronic evidence, and anything else that may aid the determining officer in assessing the claim. In the supporting evidence checklist, tick each item that has been uploaded. You can also add additional information that we may need to know to support your claim. The next page will present you with an overview of the information you provided. Here you can review and make any amendments you may wish to. On the certification page, enter your name to certify that the information you have provided is correct. Once ready, select Certify and submit the claim. Once the claim has been submitted, it will join our work queues waiting to be assessed by our caseworkers. The LAA process. So once submitted, you will see on the claim the status. Once it's been allocated, you will receive a notification on the claim. So please note that this can sometimes be allocation between work queues internally. It is not necessarily intended to give you an indication of when your claim will be seen. Once your claim has been assessed, you will be notified on the claim. If it's authorized or part authorized, you will get a breakdown of fees authorized. If paid in full, typically there will be no message accompanying this breakdown. If part authorized, refused, or rejected, a message will be sent explaining the reason for that decision. In your list of claims, you will see the amount assessed and the authorization status. There will also be a notification of any new messages on the claim. To appeal any decision, you can submit a request for redetermination. Do this by selecting Apply for Redetermination and entering a message explaining which parts of the assessment you are appealing and why you feel that decision is incorrect. You can attach files to the message to provide additional evidence if necessary, but please note only one file per message can be attached. So multiple messages can be sent if there are multiple files to provide. Once you have submitted a request for redetermination, the claim will rejoin our work queues. You'll see the status in your claim list has changed to redetermination. Once the request for redetermination has been allocated, you'll see the automated message again. Once the claim has been redetermined, if additional fees have been authorized, you will see an updated breakdown in the messaging box. You will also again receive a message explaining our decision if it is refused or part authorized. Once the claim has been redetermined, if the claim is still part authorized or refused, you will see a new message informing you of that decision. You will then have three options. You can archive the claim if you do not wish to appeal further, or you can request a further request for redetermination with further information or evidence, or you can request written reasons. An experienced caseworker will then draft and provide our formal written reasons. You can then submit an appeal to a cost judge. Once written reasons have been provided, you will have 21 days from the date of receipt to appeal the claim to the Senior Court Cost Office. Instructions on how to appeal will be included at the bottom of the written reasons letter. Once a claim has been archived, it will stay in your archive for 16 weeks. Within this time, you can unarchive the claim. After 16 weeks, the claim will be automatically deleted and will not be retrievable. Please note, the LGFS team cannot retrieve any archived claims for you. That brings us to the end of this recording. Additional guidance can be found in the slide pack. Thank you.